So I'm supposed to factor this. First step would be, anytime you have a negative, you should factor it out. So we're going to factor out a negative. And factoring out a negative changes the sign. So it changes that from a negative 9y squared to a positive 9y squared. It changes that from a positive 6y to a minus 6y. So anytime you have a negative, you should factor it out. Now from there, you might be tempted to make the factor x. You can never use the factor x unless there's three terms. We only have 1, 2. We call that a binomial, so I'm going to get rid of this. But I do see that 9y squared and 6y have things in common. 9 breaks into 3 times 3. And y squared breaks into y and y. 6 breaks into 3 times 2 and a y. So now I'm looking for factors they have in common. And I see that one factor, one common factor, is they both have 1, 3. Now that is not the greatest common factor. There's also another factor they have in common, and that's a y. Notice 3 and 2 and y, there's nothing else in common. So if you put 3 and y together, you get 3y. So I say the GCF is 3y. So what that means is I can take out 3y, and then put down what's left. What's left is a 3y. Pull down my sign, that's a negative. And what was left here was a 2. Now if you do circle everything, some kids get confused what to put. If you circle everything, you put a 1. And then we're almost done. We can't forget about this negative that also goes out front. So checking my work, negative 9y squared plus 6y. And I have a problem here because Desmos doesn't like y, so I'm just going to change that to an x. And that's what that looks like. And then if I type this in, say I forgot the negative, and I put 3y minus 2. And again, Desmos doesn't like y, so I'll put x. Notice how they're almost the same thing, just the black one needs flipped over. So to flip it over, that's what the negative does. The negative flips it over. Now they are the same thing. So that negative sign doesn't change the solutions. The solution is still 0. The solution is still 2/3. But in order to make it look the same, you do need that negative right there. So if I had forgot that negative, I would have found that out real quick. So this is factored. Now I know it's factored because there's nothing else that goes into 3y